small. Wow, tiny.
You are currently listening to Tiny Table,
where we explore TTRPGs you might not have heard of.
Whether big or small, we hope to cover them all.
Because we know that great things can come in tiny packages.
I cannot run.
Welcome to Tiny Table, where no game is too small. From rules to rolling to review, we teach RPGs so you can play too. Introduce yourselves, lovely players.
Hi, I'm Holly, and in honor of the Tiny Terrors Month, my favorite horror movie or scary movie is Scream. It's just classic, it's self-referential, and I just love the aesthetics.
And hi, I'm Skylar, and I try to avoid scary movies at all costs. Though one that I did see a few years ago that really sat with me would be Don't Breathe. Ooh. That one was quite the hair raiser.
Hi, I'm Neo, and like Skylar, I also don't really like horror films, but my favorite scary movie is Get Out.
And I am, have been, and will continue to be your occult master, Julian. Oh no. And, master of occult secrets is, I think, the incredibly cumbersome term this game uses.
Come on.
It's a lot. It's
Ew.
a lot. I freaking love scary movies. A recent favorite of mine, I was quite unsettled by Skinamarink. And if you like analog horror and stuff in that kind of genre, I personally think it's kind of the best done version of that, but your mileage may vary if you need anything to be coherent at all. Great 90-minute mood piece where the mood is uh-oh.
Where the mood is uh-oh.
Another really good scary movie to watch, I think, in the winter is The Lodge.
Ooh, The Lodge rocks.
It's really good.
You know what? While we're here, I'll do another honorable mention as well. I can't remember the name of it, but hopefully you all can help me. It's the interactive Netflix one, the Choose Your Own Adventure.
Gosh darn it.
It's not Babadook.
Not Babadook.
It's Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch. That was a fun
Bandersnatch
one.
was fun. I
Good
like the
idea for
interactive
one.
element.
It was very cool. Speaking of interactive elements, playing a gosh darn game right now.
Whoa!
Interaction ahoy.
Surprise!
So let's get back to it. When we last
Excellent.
left our unnerved investigators, the party split up. A classically good idea. Rat Food took a bit of an overview of the estate in order to get a sense of the groundwork, within which I want to include one fix for an issue in my description earlier. There is an exterior wall for the asylum. I misdescribed that earlier. That information
sense.
is buried in a single paragraph, like 12 pages into this module, and this module doesn't give a map of this estate, which I think is a little silly. So yes, there is in fact a wall. It's about 10 feet tall. It's got barbed wire at the top. Y'all had driven in through the front gates and briefed yourselves in initially as visiting family, at least when y'all came to visit. Rat Food was the one who initiated this kind of tour about surreptitiously climbing up the roof to get the lay of the land.
Did quite well, too.
Quite well, yeah, getting a good sense of the increasing levels of threat further and further into the wings you get in the asylum.
I'm good at two things, gambling and scrambling, and I'm not really good at that first thing.
Neo, playing Barbara Doc Crosswell, took on the alias of Dr. Rachel Capote and managed to insinuate herself as an interested party who is here to observe and do possibly some tests on the patients at Danvers State Hospital, meeting and getting to know Dr. James Berger, the superintendent, and being given a tour of the grounds. And finally, our esteemed mob boss, Large Marge, took on the alias of her wife, Barbara Crosswell, and came in with Rat Food, aliased as Rachel.
I think also Rachel.
Also Rachel. Which,
Yes, Rachel Fudd, Rat Food.
Yep, Rachel Fudd, Rat Food. As Rachel Fudd, a.k.a. Rat Food, coming in as an oddly circuitous approach to the real reason you all are here, which is coming to try and pay a visit to the imprisoned Lawrence Crosswell, a.k.a. Larry, who is currently being held at the very, very back of the J Ward. As 2 of our 3 mobsters are led to the very end of the western wing into the J Ward, and through a kind of a harrowing sight as increasingly every patient seen is kept behind bars, squalid conditions, and almost everybody featuring pretty intense levels of physical harm.
Including the staff as well, right?
Including some staff members even having some scars on their bodies. As the orderlies bring you up to cell J12, the door is unlocked, pulled open, and from beneath a mop of messy black hair, you see the deeply haggard, but thankfully not scarred expression of Larry Crosswell as he looks up with excitement and then confusion. As one of the orderlies says, "Crosswell, you got family visiting." And he sees family
Of a different
sorts.
kind.
Yeah.
He sees family.
He sees
in-laws.
familia.
La familia. He sees in-laws.
Larry is here, kind of scuttled in the corner. He does not have a bed. This is a bare cell with a bucket. That's all he's got.
Where's his bed?
Orderlies kind of both look to each other, look in the room, look at each other, look back to you and say, "I don't see one."
Yeah, that's really the question. Larry, where do you sleep?
Larry looks up kind of disconcertedly at the orderlies, and he says, he just kind of gestures his head over to one of the corners of the room.
All right, fuck this. We're taking Larry out and we're gonna put him somewhere else.
As you say that, both of the orderlies kind of square up a little bit and step forward in between the entrance to the doorway and you. And one of them, who you've heard referred to once as Jameson, looks to you and says, "Apologies, man, but you have not been cleared for any sort of removal here. You're here for a visitation."
When are you gonna stop me?
Let's have an intimidate roll.
Ooh.
Come on.
Ratfood's eyes are just darting back and forth, and her hand is twitching.
That is a 71, which is a regular success.
Okay. The orderly kind of sees you. Remind me what size your character is.
I am size 60. I know that my beautiful wife is larger than me, but I think I'm
the
pretty big.
orderlies here are size 75, so you are not physically towering over them, but you do speak with a grim, determined, intimidating voice. Mm-hmm. And you see a kind of a little quiver of fear in the eye of the orderly, and they say, "That'd be my job, yes."
I'm sure it is. So how about you get me somebody that I can make the paperwork so that I am the person that can take him out, all right?
You want to speak to Superintendent Berger?
I surely do, because I really wouldn't want to make you do your job.
Eyebrows go up. The orderlies take a quick glance at each other, close the door, relock it, and say, "On to Dr. Berger, then." Mm-hmm. And turn on heels and start walking the other direction. As they start walking the other way, Larry quickly scuttles his way up to the door and presses himself up to the tiny little peephole.
What's up, cousin uncle?
Let's have a stealth roll from you, because I'm assuming you're trying to make this contact without being noticed by the orderlies.
Yeah. 49 under 75, so regular success.
Mm-hmm. And I want to know, for frame of reference here, Holly, is Marge trying to also stick behind, or are you following closer to the orderlies to kind of give Rat Food this cover?
Definitely sticking a little closer, and also because Marge is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
There is no talking. She does not need to hear what is happening to Larry to know this is fucked, and she will use everything to get her family out of here.
100%. As Large Marge uses her kind of imposing and intimidating demeanor and larger body to physically block Rat Food from visibility from the orderlies as they turn around, Rat Food, you yourself, head on up to the door. Larry looks over to you and he's like, Something's really wrong here.
Yeah, no, I know.
Something's gonna happen. on the night of the new moon. I don't know when that is, but I think it's soon.
Okay, well, we're gonna get you out. Don't worry.
Okay.
Do you know if they have like keys or what's the Jimmy?
I don't know. I've been locked in this room. They keep us here like prisoners. I don't have any exposure.
Okay, we'll figure it out. I gotta go, but I promise we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, we got you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, cousin Uncle Larry. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. And you quickly catch on up to Large Marge, and y'all walk your way back on out from the J ward and back to the center. Now the orderlies turn and head down the direction to lead you into the office of Superintendent Berger.
Quick question. As we're following them, do they keep, like, this might sound a little cartoonish, but, like, keys on a ring, like, around their waist? Or, like, is there something I could, like, pick off of them or try to sneakily
Let's
while
have
we're
a
following
spot
behind?
hidden roll and see if you can locate where they keep the keys. They're not literally, like, worn on a hip,
on a
jangling.
giant iron ring, like, ready for the taking.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. Spot hidden. Okay, 63 under 70.
Okay. The orderly that took the keys out was keeping them on his in his breast pocket.
That seems a little tough to get. That seems a little tough to snatch.
I don't think they're a huggy type.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. As for whether or not that's
Okay.
like standard practice, you don't know. But as for this one in particular, he's got it in the breast pocket. He's the only one you've seen pull out keys. You don't know if they both have keys on them or if just one of them does. But you can see that kind of lump under the breast pocket. You know if you got close, you'd be able to get them in and out pretty quickly. They're clearly not secured inside the breast pocket, and the pocket doesn't have like a sealing button. But you need to get into a position for kind of a surreptitious hand swipe.
Okay, I think I'll keep that in mind for right now. Rat food, especially with the presence of the boss, is usually more reserved. So I think it's trying not to make any major plays yet, but might soon.
Makes sense. You are led back to the office of Superintendent Berger. As you walk in, you are now both privy to the same painting that our eminent Doc had seen prior. Big, well-kept office with a strange painting of St. George and the dragon on the wall, but where the dragon is eating St. George and the horse is like gored and eviscerated in the corner.
Jesus Christ. And I do a sign of the cross.
Dr. Berger himself, again, late 30s, white lab coat, holding a clipboard. He is in the process of what seems to be like writing at his desk when you come in, and he looks up and he says, hello. He stands up and he says, you were the family of Mr. Crosswell, yes?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you both, Dr. Berger. And he comes up to shake your hand, Marge.
I don't shake.
Pulls the hand back. What can I do for you?
I need to get my cousin out of here and become the authorized person or whatever to take him out.
I'm very sorry, I can't sign off on that at this moment.
Who's the authorized person?
Me.
Why?
I'm the superintendent of this facility, and unfortunately, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but currently Mr. Crosswell is not safe for discharging to the public.
So the conditions you're keeping him and all those other people in, those are conducive for making someone better? Because I know for me, if I was shitting and pissing in a bucket and had nowhere to sleep,
Language.
if I was pooping and peeing in a bucket, I don't think that I would be, bettering myself.
We're currently working on renovations to the J ward, and I apologize that we're currently a little short on beds. He had a bed, and unfortunately, he broke off one of the legs and tried to fashion a weapon to use against one of my orderlies when they were delivering a meal. So unfortunately, he's currently on no bed until I can get a new metal frame that can't be so easily mucked around with.
Well,
I apologize, but it's out of my hands. I would need to get signed off from state authorities to even permit such a release of such a violent individual, and he would need to clear a series of tests that at this point he is nowhere near clearing.
That's crazy, because I don't even think it was like a week ago, he was able to coherently write me a letter, and now he's suddenly all the way down? I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing some holes, and I would actually love if we could get someone on the state here.
I'd be happy to do so.
Okay, call him up.
This has been a lot of voice raising. Is it okay if I go back and wait in the car?
Yeah, go, Rachel. Yeah.
Dr. Berger kind of cocks his head. Let's have I could take persuade or intimidate here for, you're trying to say, like, not just call the state, but, like, call him right now. Like, call him literally this instant.
I'm gonna intimidate because she's pissed.
Pissed.
She's peed.
She's peed. That is 65 under 85, so a regular success.
Mm-hmm. He frowns, turns, and heads on over to his phone and begins to dial. Dr. Berger picks up the phone, waits a few moments. Yes, please. Could I please get transferred to the Justice Department? He holds for a little bit. Yes, hello, this is Superintendent Dr. James Berger calling from the Danvers State Hospital. This is an inquiry about the file I opened yesterday regarding Lawrence Crosswell for violent assault of an orderly on premises. Yes, I've received a request from family for an expedited evaluation. I'm wondering when our next available proctor could be sent from the state to make an attendance on premises. Understood. Thank you very much. He hangs up the phone and he says, excellent news. I've done my part to ensure that I've done my due diligence with the State Department here in Massachusetts, and it seems I've earned a little bit of goodwill. He's been kicked off the pike by a couple of months, which is excellent. He's going to be visiting in only 3 weeks now.
That's funny.
I apologize for the inconvenience, ma'am, but this man assaulted one of my orderlies. I can't be overturning and going off of the goodwill of a family member to overrule the needs of the state. My orderlies need to ensure that they are operating in a building safe with their patients, and I can't, in any good conscience as a doctor, be releasing somebody who behaves so violently out into the public of Massachusetts. Now, an expedition like this...
What did the orderlies do?
They were going to deliver him his food.
No, but before that.
They were regular in their duties. I'm not sure what you're implying.
Are you saying that they don't ever rough him up?
They had to restrain him after he assaulted one of them, yes.
No, but before that, because the people in there look messed up.
Especially in our J ward, we do have a significant number of clients who have taken 2 degrees of self-harm, which is quite unfortunate. And we aim to avoid this whenever possible. But again, we must be very careful in our direct interactions. A lot of these people will be directly violent with my orderlies, and healing is a process that takes time.
So, anything in here need revamping?
Do you have what's your budget?
How much to get Larry out?
Let's say, is bribe like a skill?
I have credit rating.
Credit rating.
Yeah, it might be a credit rating.
Maybe it could be like fast talk and credit rating.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 roll or something. Take the average.
Let's have a credit rating roll.
Okay. Oh, that is 18 over 55, and I'm actually going to spend 5 luck points to make that 13, which is a critical success.
Okay.
So extreme success.
Whoa, that's
Money talks.
crazy.
Money talks. He looks to you, cocks his head. You say a number of dollars appropriate to the time. And he says, if a generous donation were to be given to the hospital, I would ensure that my cooperation with the state goes as smoothly and as expedited as possible. But there is no amount of money that is going to get me to release a violent man out onto the streets like this.
He's not on the streets. He's with me. Private
Outside
doctors.
of my facilities.
How did he come here? He admitted himself.
He did.
What? I'm struggling to understand how within the week I get a letter from him. I get another one. Very different. And he's in the J ward. What ward did he start in?
He had originally been in the D ward, nice and central.
What happened? What was this degradation?
It's something we're still attempting to study. His turn to violence was unfortunately very rapid.
Because he wanted to get out.
And if he had still been in his right mind when he had requested a leave, it would have been granted him. But he turned to violence first.
If you're trapped in a cage, you don't get violent?
He wasn't trapped in a cage.
But you didn't let him leave.
We're not letting him leave now. It was perfectly in his own rights to check himself out before he had exhibited any violence. That's no longer the case, and that option is no longer on the table. Now, I appreciate your generous offer, and I empathize with the concerns of having a family member that can no longer be trusted. But I believe this conversation is over. Have a good rest of your day.
Too.
One thing to note from when you had made that offer, that kind of moment of bribery, there was a moment where Dr. Berger's eyes kind of lit up at the number and then seemed to, like, dull again just as quickly. In a manner that seems... It was a strange moment of facial reaction. Kind of two very distinct reactions, one immediately after the other, before he, like, gave you a verbal response. That's the little... That's what I'll give you for that extreme success level on a credit rating that ultimately did not manage to actually do what it was aiming to accomplish.
Okay, I'll look at him and be like, all right, I'll get out of your hair. Are there private rooms in the D-Wing?
I can't sign off on moving him anywhere beyond the J-Wing. If violence is indicated, J-Wing is mandatory.
Not even with the donation? He'll behave. If he doesn't, put him back there.
If the donation can go through today, I can ensure that a bed is put in his cell tonight.
That's an expensive bed.
All right, dude. And I just leave and I slam the door.
Damn. This guy sucks. So Rat Food had left. What was Rat Food doing?
Good day. Oh, yeah, it's nice seeing you. Thanks for letting me see Uncle Cousin Larry. All right, bye. I'm going to the car. That's where you'll find me.
Instantly, as soon as they walk out,
did she grow more legs?
it just instantly goes from bipedal to quadruped as soon as the door closes.
Scuttles away.
Incredible.
And rushes up on all fours to the car, whips open the back of the trunk, and like you just see like trash and tools and things like flying out comically behind her as she like digs through to get like some utensils and some different tools and things.
You grabbing your kit?
Yeah, grabbing the kit. I have several tools purchased for like on my person and in general, but I think it's funnier if she gets them out of the back of the trunk and is like,
all right, hammer check. Hand drill. Ooh, that'll probably come in handy.
and as she fetches the thing she thinks she needs for the proper break-in.
Fantastic.
Mask up, slams the car door down, looks up, and how long has Doc been gone?
Dr. Barbara Croswell steps onto the field and sees Rat Food trashing and removing objects from the back of the car. So Barbara's gonna walk up to Rat Food and be like, well, hey there, Rat Food. Sorry, I always forget about that.
Can't sneak up on me like that. I'm the sneaky one.
I know.
If it happens in reverse, it freaks me out.
That's fair, Rat Food. I'm sorry. I should have,
No, it's fine.
Lifts up the welder's mask.
What's up, Doc?
well, I tried my best, I was like, hey, I'm a doctor, let me take some, talk to some patients, and
Yeah,
he's
and you're
like,
the second most persuasive person I know.
I know, and he was like, where's your paperwork? I'm like, friggin' paperwork, Jesus, these doctors are such stiffs, who cares? You think the way they abuse these patients already that they wouldn't give a shit, but, apparently they care about the law or something.
Yeah,
What a bunch of jerks.
Well, I think they're trying to stall, Doc. We got in there, Boston and I.
How's Larry?
Bad. I mean, not as bad as it could be. You should see the other guys. Everyone's got bruises, scars. It's a bad time, but he doesn't have a bed or anything. Just a bucket. It's not looking good in there. But
Barbara's seeing red.
yeah, this is why I got the hand drill. I was thinking. I think the boss is talking to him right now. I want to try to get around the back. but he said something funny about like the new moon, and they're gonna be doing something real bad. I think.
Yeah, Cousin Larry's always superstitious. He's always going on about something like
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, look at the place. Like,
yeah, it is.
If there was a place to be superstitious about, this place is the most super-of-stitious.
There are definitely some ghosts of like dead children and haunted, disturbed spirits around here.
That's what I'm saying.
So we need to get the fuck out as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Where are they keeping him? I couldn't find him. I looked all over the place.
He's in the I think it's the J ward. It's all the way on the end that way. If it's anything like the other one, if it's like if it's mirrored, I think there'll be an entrance on that side also. My hope is me and Miss Crank here are gonna go and give a couple kisses to door 1, door 2, busting right out. Unless you got something else.
Do I want to do this right now? We have 2 options. We can do it. We can bring the car around, just drive it right up there. Boom.
Loud and fast.
Loud and fast. Hard, loud, and fast right now. Or, I don't know. What would
I
we
guess
wait
my
for?
question would be to Julian, because I have a good locksmithing skill. Do we think the process of picking locks would be a thing that could be done silently, or do I have to go loud using like tools and drills?
I think you need to see the lock on the door to know how loud this door takes. I think another thing I'll note, sun's still up. It's like the middle of the day right now. There's orderlies everywhere. If you drive your car anywhere out from the front of the building, every eye is going to be right on that car, and attention's going to be drawn right there.
Okay.
Matter of fact, there are already some orderlies on the kind of front end of the grounds, and you see one who is starting to make his way in the direction of the car. So while you're not like under immediate pressure, there are eyes approaching, and that trunk should probably not stay open.
Yeah.
I think I look at your kit and I look around. Barbara's like, Rat Food, listen, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. We gotta keep our eyes on the guards. We gotta keep our eyes on the patterns. This is a heist now, so let's plan it like a heist.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't go. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't go shoot from the hip.
Okay. So how about this?
Closes the trunk, looks at all the mess left behind her, opens the trunk, starts scrambling to gather all the mess to put everything back in there.
I let her do it.
Okay, so how about I was able to get a good view of the place before. Maybe if an opportunity presents itself and that guy, gets maybe a little bit further away, I just go and I check out the lock and I get an idea, is this a loud lock or is this a quiet lock? And then maybe that can inform us. Or we could do that as part of the heist later.
Let's rendezvous with.
Yeah, boss always knows what to do.
Yeah.
Probably around this time that the boss, unless you were doing anything else on the interior, Marge, I think you're coming out now, right?
Yeah, I'm stomping out. Someone says good day to me, I'm like, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
What do you say to me?
Said the thing you said to me.
I wouldn't do that. And I walk away. I'm here to leave an ominous present.
Let's have one more intimidation roll from you.
That is a 14, which is a that is a hard. Wait, what is the extreme success?
On an extreme
14
success,
under 17.
You see the kind of person at the door genuinely taken aback. They take a couple steps backwards and say nothing. They kind of stumble over the desire to say more before just turning and heading inside.
Now walk out. I'm mumbling under my breath.
I see my wife and I see her angry walking, her angry step. I'm like, uh-oh, this didn't go good.
You also see beyond her a few minutes after, she's about halfway from there to the car, and you see the doors reopen, and that same orderly is like pointing at her, and you see small, like maybe like whoever was in the front office kind of clustered behind, pointing and like just pointing at her and then pointing at y'all in the car.
I don't like those points.
Yeah, that reads as bad news. Maybe we got on the loony list.
I'm gonna walk past yous, and I'll meet you out past the front gate down the road. I didn't come with yous, okay? I'm on official business. I'll see you outside.
So,
Wow,
Neo,
crazy. We have the same name. It was nice talking to you, stranger.
the orderly who's approaching the car would be on pace to get there before Marge does. So that's what you're saying, as that orderly is kind of getting closer.
just waving.
And Doc, you're heading away walking to the front gate?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. As the orderly is approaching, the orderly, hears the door behind open. He looks over his shoulder. He sees the pointing. He sees Marge approaching. He sees y'all talking. He sees you go to leave. And as you're walking around, raises his hand and says, "Hold up a moment." And Rat Food, you were trying to kind of use some fast talk to give Doc the cover to head out and separate.
Sure, I say, looking at a 5 for fast talk.
I'm just reacting to what you were doing.
Yep. Nope. That.
Let's have a roll. Let's see.
I gotta stop playing as Skylar and start playing as Rat Food. But honestly, I think that is what
I think
Rat Food would do.
definitely
regardless.
commits to bad plans
Yeah.
all the time.
Skylar, I don't even know what you have. Rat Food every episode gets more like a Cthulhu monster.
Yeah, that's a 95 over 5. So I think
Spectacular failure.
95. That is so close to a fumble. That is one away from a proper fumble. So that is a failure. But the orderly puts the hand up and is talking right past you, Rat Food, and is kind of calling out after you, Doc, and is saying, "Hold up there a moment, ma'am."
It's Doctor. What can I do for you?
He kind of jogs up and catches up, and as he catches up to you, he pulls up a little whistle, and you see the gate person beyond kind of give a nod.
Okay.
And he says, "My apologies, ma'am, Doctor,
Doctor.
Man,
my
doctor.
apologies, Doctor.
Thank you. I didn't go to medical school for 10 years to be called ma'am.
Dr. Berger was curious about your relationship to Lawrence Crosswell."
Never heard of the guy.
You see in the distance a couple more orderlies are making their way towards the car right now.
My last name's Capote. They both start with the C. I know it's a little confusing.
Let's have a little bit of fast talk here. See if you can get your way out of this one. You've been spotted kvetching with the seemingly unrelated party who's here.
That's also a 5.
Let's see it. The one person who can fast talk is currently walking her way to the car.
No, that's 42 over 5.
The orderly says, "I apologize, Doctor. Gonna need to ask you to stay right here for a moment. Dr. Berger has a few additional questions."
Am I being detained? I'm not under the ward of this state and you're not the cop, so am I being detained?
Let's have a law roll.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
For you, actually, this could be a medicine roll as well, because you'd be familiar with
If it's medicine, that's 18 under 80. For law, it's still 18 under 20.
Okay. You'd be familiar with the laws about involuntary confinement for the mentally ill.
Oh, yeah.
The orderly kind of freezes up in this moment and says,
If Dr. Berger wants to have more conversations or questions with me, he's welcome to contact my number, which I left with him, and the university. I'll be making rounds and I'll be back. He can save his questions for later. Unfortunately, I'm not a ward of your establishment, so I'm free to leave. And if you keep talking to me like this, my funding can find purchase elsewhere.
One more. Let's have an intimidate roll. Orderly's already kind of shaken. And
I love the women that I work with.
Fortunately, that's 88 over 50.
88 over 50. The orderly kind of squeamishly says, "You are not being detained. Would it be all right for you to remain here for just a few more minutes,
I'm
Dr.
walking away.
Berger's?"
He said, "You're not detained. I'm leaving."
Yep. I want to honor that success on the law and medicine roll. So while he is not saying like, oh, never mind my mistake, I'm going to tell Dr. Berger it's okay, he does let slip the you are not detained and you are marching towards the gate. He gives kind of a confused look past you, and he's kind of power walking after you, but as it becomes clear that you're not going to be stopped by anything other than physical force, he does not try to physically restrain you.
That would be illegal.
I was gonna say, put a hand on my wife.
The gate person's looking to him. He's looking back and gives just kind of like a look of not really knowing what to do. He doesn't reach for the whistle again, and it's unclear as to what that initial message was. But as you are approaching the gate person kind of steps forward and is giving you kind of a quizzical look, but doesn't seem to have enough information to know what to inquire about here.
My colleague dropped me off here a little earlier. He's gonna come pick me up, so I'm gonna walk past the gates now, since I'm not being legally detained here. Capiche? You tell Dr. Berger I'll be contacting him.
Gate person freezes up a little bit, sees the kind of flustered look on the face of the orderly, cocks their head slightly, and then let's have a psychology roll real quick.
Ooh.
That is 84 over 40.
You're unable to get much from the expression on the gate person's face, but as that exchange of glances happens, the gate person eventually gives a curt nod, turns, and opens the walking path gate for you to head through.
I'm gone.
Alrighty. Meanwhile, y'all back at the car. Marge, you're approaching. The order kind of went. There was a single orderly approaching the car who pursued after Doc. You're approaching the car now, Marge, and there's a couple other orderlies who are like kind of coming up behind you. They're not like running at you, but they are kind of like walking with intent.
Nothing I haven't dealt with before.
Mm-hmm.
And we left the guns in the car, right?
Yeah, guns are in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better get to the car.
I'm walking.
Rat food scrambles into the back seat where the Tammy is stowed.
It's called
The Tammy, yeah. I want to walk with purpose, but I don't want them to think I'm scared of them.
Okay. Yeah. You purposefully, but not intimidated, march towards the car. Are you just like getting in the car and starting to drive to the gate, or are you addressing them in any way?
Marge would see maybe a little in the distance her wife fighting with someone, and also has made no purchase with any. Like what? None of them are going to come up to me and be like, "Oh, actually, we really want to get Larry out too," you know. So like, I'm just like getting in the car where my gun is.
Cool. So you're driving out as well?
Yes.
You drive on up to the gate. The orderly with the whistle is like standing to the side of the road as you are driving up, looks to you, looks kind of frustratedly over at the gate man and like gives a little head nod, and the gate man opens the gate to the driving road and you drive out as well.
Oh, see you later.
They were trying to put on a decent chunk of social pressure there, but Doc knows her rights. Put him to use in the right way. Beautiful. With that, the gates close behind as you both drive down the road, far enough down the road to be out of sight. I'm assuming you pick up Doc.
Yeah.
Doc.
Hey, beautiful lady. You need a ride?
All of you see as well as you are driving away, there's a solid chunk of time where about a dozen orderlies are just standing like right at the closed gate and just standing and staring at you as the car drives away over the hill.
Ugh, creepy.
And they're standing there all the way until they are completely out of sight.
What the fuck?
I know I'm one for getting to like trash and the gutters and stuff. That place was a dump.
Yeah, more than a dump. It's like a prison. Maximum security.
Yeah.
Babe, what did you learn? Rat food? What did Larry say to you?
Oh, mine's probably quicker. Larry's got some bad vibes about this place. Thinks something's gonna go down on the next full moon?
New moon.
New moon? Something about a moon. The next time it's either big or gone. I don't know, but soon, he said soon.
Well, rat food, one of those is really different than the other, so maybe take notes.
Whichever moon one is sooner. I'm not an astrologist.
You're killing me. Anyway.
Baby, you look stressed.
I am stressed. I've never been able to not use money to fix things like this. And also they were...
Yeah, they were weirdly resistant. I kept throwing around like I got medical grants, and you think these people go crazy for it, break all the rules, because, nobody cares about crazy people. They, clearly they're abusing them.
Yeah, they also had no answers. It was it really just grinding my gears, and that superintendent, I just wanted to bang his head to the desk.
I wish I could pull out his teeth one by one.
It was fucked up in there. There was a guy with no eyes.
No eyes?
eyes!
What? They plucked out their eyes?
I don't know what happened to his eyes, babe. That place was fucked up.
Who's driving right now? I'm assuming Marge?
Me. I'm not.
No.
Probably Marge,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
probably Marge.
Dr. Crosswell.
Marge,
passenger
could I have
princess.
a drive auto check from you, please, as you're heading your way down the hill?
Yeah. That is 14 over 30, so that will be a
Hard success.
hard success.
Very nice. You're driving down the hill, kind of white knuckle on the wheel as you feel all this stress and tension go through you. And you're, about halfway down the hill in total. You're there's a lot of trees, so you can't really see the asylum at this point. It's like, but you can see like the spires of it just barely poking up over. And as you're making your way down the hill, you feel this sudden, just like jerk of the wheel underneath your grip. You are thankfully able to quickly kind of right the course as the car kind of jerks over to the side and very nearly goes off the road and into one of the trees that kind of defined the edges of the road before you jerk yourself back on course.
Slam on the brakes. Turn off the car, immediately check to see if someone has fucked with our car.
Yeah.
Barbara's like, what did we hit?
On a hard success for Drive Auto, I'll give you just a clean overview of the mechanical evaluation of the car.
Okay.
No additional roll needed.
Thank you.
You pop the trunk, you head underneath and check the brake lines. This car is in pristine condition. Nothing's been cut, nothing's been tampered with physically. Looks the same as it looked when it came out of the shop after, a tune-up a couple months ago.
Did we hit anything?
No, that was crazy. It just moved.
You take a look kind of further up the road, Doc. Take a little look. No bumps, no roadkill. There's some, kind of skid marks in the gravel now from the jerk, but there's nothing at that start of the skid that looks like a pothole or anything.
Are there skid marks from maybe like other cars or vehicles?
Nope.
No.
Weird.
It's a completely nondescript part of the road.
Maybe it's just hey, look, you went through, I think we all went through something traumatic. We saw, we saw cousin Uncle Larry in a bad spot. I think it's got us all on edge. Maybe.
There's something fucked up in there.
Hey, it's okay, darling.
I got a weird feeling when we were going in, and I got an even weirder feeling as we went through there. And is it just me? Does anyone else feel like there is something wrong? I mean, we have all seen fucked up shit and corruption. This is wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were noting that I think this hill is a hill in which a lot of vengeful spirits would lurk around. Not that I believe in that sort of thing.
It just makes me feel bad. We've done, by societal standards, does the little air quotes, bad things, but this is like bad, like in the pit in my stomach kind of bad.
All right, here's my plan.
You come back at night?
Yes.
Yeah!
But before that,
I love night.
I know you do. You have night vision for some reason. I don't understand your biology, but
Nobody does.
it's true. I'm gonna make some calls and see if any of the Boston police, air quotes, maybe have any connections to the Danvers police, air quotes, that maybe if somebody calls an emergency, you know,
Boss, it's just the three of us. We can say we can contact our mob ties.
I'm doing air quotes for the proverbial audience. My nose starts bleeding. And see, maybe if somebody calls in that there's 2 large broads and a girl in a Wilden mask, the police are a little tied up for a bit.
Or maybe they can expedite sending a proctor. Now, unfortunately, we've all compromised our visuals. However, I mean, I could, write up a little. I told them that I was on wait for grant paperwork. I could doctor up a little document, get that going, but I won't lie. The way those orderlies were chasing us out seems like the kind of place you only go in once.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to leave.
And with the money that I offered them, they said that the expedited was 3 weeks. Something tells me way after the new moon.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Don't like it either.
Do either of you know when the new moon's gonna be? Can we check like a...
I think it's time to hit the books.
Yeah.
Do a little research before nightfall. Figuring out when the next new moon is pretty trivial. That can be done just kind of at the local library. I'm assuming, are y'all heading to... You would have a few options of places you could go to do some research. Let me give you a bit of a top-level breakdown of where you could possibly make further inquiries. Kind of the 3 general areas that any town can be relied on to have, even small towns have access to, would be your town hall, local library, and local newspaper offices. Would be good places that basically anywhere can have. If there are any specific buildings in Danvers that could have more particular information, you all wouldn't know that off the top of your head, but perhaps folks at those places could and could provide secondary reference.
Marge would want to go to the newspapers because she knows her beautiful, beautiful wife has such a big, beautiful, beautiful brain and can look through all the books while she can maybe skim through the lines of how news reporters write things.
So large Marge to the newspaper office while Doc hits up the library would be kind of your plan? Or all of you go into the newspapers together and large Marge, like you skimming like recent headlines while Doc's looking through like archived stuff?
I think that's smart.
I think that's smart because I think Doc is going to be thinking about 2 things, right? We're thinking about how we're gonna break Larry out via heist style, or I wonder if there's some legal or medical legal loophole or anything like that I can look into. I basically want to transfer wardship over Larry out of the hands of Dr. Berger and into my own. So that would be my first option. The second option would be crime. Like, we got a good layout, right? We got a good map layout.
You've got a pretty good sense of the interior.
Right, because I'm thinking if we're going to plan heist, then we're going to want to make sure we have, like, a sense of understanding of, like, everything.
Sure.
If we learn that the grounds are haunted, that doesn't change any of my plans
Yeah.
to get Larry out.
We've learned that it's haunted, so now it's a ghost heist.
Yeah, because we're not going to punch ghosts.
I'm just gonna shoot orderlies.
Yeah,
there we go.
We're just going to kill living people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna create a
Dead.
few ghosts.
Yeah, we're going to make ghosts.
I'm going back in with a gun.
Oh, yeah.
That's the plan. So, top level, goal is to get as informed as possible and lay the groundwork for a heist tonight. Cool.
Or maybe in a few days to see...
Depends on when the
there-
new moon is.
Yeah, it depends on the new moon.
I'll give you this info because it's very easy to find as soon as you get to the newspaper. New moon is tomorrow night.
So it's gotta be tonight.
Okay.
We've had a little time to discuss our plans. Let's get a little like top level. What are each of you doing at which location? Starting with Holly for large Marge.
Making calls to make the police even more ineffective.
Rat food.
Hell yeah. Rat food's not really good at the whole books thing, and because they can't read, probably not great at the newspaper thing. So I would love to have rat food like scout the perimeter of the wall to find like any alternate entrances, weak points, get kind of a best idea of how to approach this.
Cool. And Doc?
Doc's gonna hit the books, focusing on the legal procedures around wardship of the state versus wardship of the family, and potentially into the specifics of Danvers itself, maybe even its history.
Cool.
Will Doc also be hitting up some of the newspapers, or should Large Marge take that as well?
I think Marge can take that. Mine's probably gonna spend a lot of... mine's in two segments. Is laws about wardship, and then information on Danvers specifically, its history, and information on Dr. Berger. I want to know about his
What's up with this
credentials.
cat?
Yeah, who is this guy anyway?
Cool. So, Doc at the library, Marge at the newspaper office, Rat Food's back up the hill. Let's start at the newspaper office with Large Marge making those calls before the little bit of research. I want to know, what is your kind of approach for delaying the police?
Large Marge gonna call Lieutenant Johnson of the Boston Police Force. She's gonna do some talking. Hey, how's the kids? That's so great. And I heard that's so sad that little Jessie, she needs some braces, right?
Yeah, no, it's true, Marge. She does, and it would be so nice to be able to have that on her, now and get that all done so her teeth are better before Halloween. These kids, they still want to have a little candy. If them braces is too fresh, I'm gonna need to be a little strict. Say no candy on Halloween.
And you can't do that to kids.
Nobody wants that for the kids.
No. Well, don't even. Do you? I happen to know a great person in Danvers. Do you know anyone in Danvers?
Yeah, I know a few guys in Danvers. Why?
I am. I'm there right now, and I would love to get in touch with any of your friends.
Gotcha. Officer McLuhan is up in Danvers. He's a buddy of mine. I can give you his number.
Awesome. And I pick whatever dentist, orthodontist, whatever you need. We got you.
Thank you kindly.
You take a little time to ensure that the proper calls have been made to McLuhan before you call McLuhan. Maybe do a little newspaper research in the interim. So we'll do that, and then we'll get to your call with McLuhan.
Great.
Ooh.
So what are you looking up? You're looking up newspapers. You're looking up recent events around Danvers. Are there any
Yes.
topics you're looking to focus in on?
Patient abuse, any weird happenings, just really any negative or even overly positive press on Danvers.
Fantastic. Let's have a library use roll from you to get it started.
No way. Okay, I did actually good. I only have a 20 on that. So that's 18 under 20. I was really I'll fail. Wow. Okay, let's freaking go.
Alrighty. So, newspaper reports local in Danvers regarding the hospital. Some recent articles have been reporting that the asylum is overcrowded. You get kind of the sense that this is a residence of last resort for many of the unstable indigent citizens of Massachusetts. This local reportage runs a little counter to the slightly more neutral press reporting primarily focused on its size and the funding of its premises, which is more of what's heard in Boston proper. The larger, Boston Herald and the like are like, when it's reported on, they would talk about major changes in staff or big projects, but it wasn't a place that was getting reported on with much frequency because there wasn't, not a ton of news comes out of asylums. More focused reporting in Danvers makes much more mentions of overcrowding and poor conditions. Looking a little more into some of the history of the asylum, a frequent point brought up referencing the asylum more historically in a lot of these recent articles has to do with the kind of sordid reputation the asylum developed soon after its original construction, which you see referenced as 1876. Finding an older newspaper, you see a pretty staggering cost of $1.5 million for its 200-acre estate. This thing is huge. Pretty shortly after its construction, there were a high number of accidents and patient fatalities. There is no official conclusive investigation on record that is related to these kind of early troubled years. The original superintendent, Warren A. Herrick, MD, he died on the job after falling down a flight of stairs in 1890, 12 years after the asylum's opening. He was replaced by Dr. William Shine the following year. During Shine's tenure, fatalities and accidents dropped dramatically, and it is only in the last couple of years that these recent reports of overcrowding and poor conditions, those are all kind of recent developments. It seems that the more pristine reputation of the asylum that kind of persists now in the greater Boston area was a kind of turnaround seen under the tenure of Dr. Shine.
Okay.
One specific report you are able to find in a paper finds an excerpt referring to the end of Shine's tenure, which reads as follows.
Shine retires from Danvers Asylum. Salem native Dr. William Shine, veteran superintendent at the State Lunatic Asylum at Danvers, is to retire after 25 years of service. Known for his great erudition, kindly demeanor, and progressive treatments, Dr. Shine is credited with a renewal of the facility for the betterment of its patients. Prior to his 1890 arrival, the asylum had suffered from a poor reputation and staff morale was low. Patient accident and mortality rates were among the highest in the country. Superintendent Shine could occasionally appear as idiosyncratic as the institution he so successfully stewarded. Longtime readers may recall the complaints when Dr. Shine, then less than a year into his tenure, had a sculpted granite disc placed at the edge of the property's reservoir at taxpayer expense. Dr. Shine was then, as he is now, adamant that the decorative disc remain unmolested, even as the superintendent takes leave of the institution. Regardless of his idiosyncrasies, Dr. Shine's ability to transform Asylum into a success story over his long stewardship will be his enduring legacy.
Granite disc.
A world traveler to exotic locales during his early years, Dr. Shine declares that he now looks forward to a quiet retirement in his native city of Salem. The doctor has stated his intention to bequeath his personal and professional papers to Salem Hospital. Regarding his successor, Dr. James Berger, Dr. Shine has high praise. Quote, Dr. Berger will no doubt be a sincere protector of the afflicted and a good master of the institution. End quote, Shine adds. Quote, I sincerely hope that Dr. Berger will leave a few old stones unturned and instead focus his attention on the asylum's bright future, end quote. We at the newspaper wish Dr. Shine a long and happy retirement.
I just want to say, first off, great voice.
Thank you.
That was
You nailed it.
That
We
was
love
really, really good.
Old radio, the best voice for newsprint.
Yeah, that was really good. Wow, granite. Okay, weird granite disc. He likes Berger. It's in Salem. Moons? What? Is it witchcraft? Oh, jeez. Summoning circles? I don't know. All right. Just grumbling. She's just grumbling. Yeah. How far away is Salem from Danvers?
Not a long drive. Probably a half-hour drive.
Marge says to herself, all right, reconvene. See if the girls want to go to Salem. See if we want to wait another day.
And while you're making those considerations, you make your call to Officer McLuhan.
McLuhan, this is Marge Capote.
Oh, hello, Miss Marge. I was informed by my friend that you'd be calling. How was your day going?
You know, it could be going better.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's all right, you know, you don't always get what you want, but I hear you're a friend of the family.
I'm amenable. I've been it's been a little bit of time. I served my time in Boston. I moved out here to Danvers a little later on.
You just want to move for the family?
Move for family. I wanted to get out of the city, you know.
Yeah, a lot going on there.
Yeah. Certainly easier work out here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What can I do you for?
You know, I just hear that the police are really busy tonight or tomorrow night. Is that true? It's gonna be hard to get out, you know? Just maybe a little understaffed.
Well, I need to check the records. Is there any particular reason why we'd be stretched so thin?
I don't know, you tell me.
I think you get the vibe that he's gonna be needing some clarity on what your offer is to grease the wheels.
Do you have family?
Yeah, I got family here in town.
You got kids?
I do.
They doing good?
Grades are okay.
Mm-hmm. Any, healthy?
I mean, healthy in all the ways that matters, yeah. I mean, the Junior needs a new pair of glasses. He recently snapped the frames on his when he was playing a soccer game.
Oh, no. My wife's a doctor. I can, I can give you the family discount. And, Christmas is coming up, right?
It is. Let's have this be the point of our credit rating roll.
That is going to be a 48 under 55.
Cool. A success. He says,
Christmas is coming up indeed. You know, it's always around the corner. You think it's so far away in September, and then one day after snowfall.
It's there.
It's right there. Yeah, I mean, down in Danvers is normally a pretty quiet town, but certain reports come in. You said tonight or tomorrow night?
Yeah, I can try to give you another call.
Give me an update when things are happening, and I'll make sure I've got my best guys on the cases they're needed on.
Yeah. All right, and you just I'll hear from Johnson where to send it over. Where to get you some referrals.
That I wouldn't mind.
All right.
That I wouldn't mind. You have a lovely rest of your evening, Ms. Marge.
You too.
alrighty.
And I hang up and I'm like, finally, talking to people that have sense.
I love it. And as you hang up the phone, you hang it up, and only like a second or two later, the phone actually rings again.
Alright, I guess he thought about something else. And I'll pick it up.
You pick it up, and there is silence on the other end of the line. Just kind of a static sound, these intermittent kind of like popping sounds.
Hello?
Kind of staticky sound gets a little louder.
I think you got the wrong number.
While the sound you hear is only static, you get this very distinct sense, this kind of sixth sense chill down your spine kind of feeling. There is someone on the other end of this line.
Alright, I'm gonna hang up. And I think Marge feels this want to hang up. And Marge is not a woman that is easily frightened. But, like, have you ever been so scared you can't move?
Mm-hmm.
And I think she sits there for a little bit.
As you continue to sit, that static just hums, continuing to increase in volume little by little with those intermittent pops, no real pattern to them.
Last chance. And she goes to, like, put the phone down, hand shaking. Marge doesn't know if she's more scared of what's on the other side of the phone or the fact that this is how she is feeling.
Mm-hmm. The phone comes away from your ear and the sound of the static goes with it. But in that moment that you hang it up, the moment the phone clicks back into place, on the inside of your ear, there's one last big pop. Let's cut to Neo.
Spooky. All right. I'm in the spooky library.
The spookiest place of all, the library.
Don't take me back.
No! So, you're researching specific laws around, wardship of, kind of stewardship of insane individuals and the kind of legal system around the mentally unwell. And you're also looking into the history of Danvers and Danvers State Hospital, I'm assuming.
Yes, and specifically the credentials of Dr. Berger.
Yes. So let's have a few different roles for this. I want a general library use role. I'd also love a law role and a medicine role. And see what areas you cover.
Triple threat.
And a history roll. So four total. Library use, law, history, medicine.
Quadruple threat.
For library, that's 50 under 80.
So success for library use. That's good. That's general purpose. A general purpose success there means you'll have some success in all those areas. And then you'll get more success for specific stuff in each of these.
Yeah, Dewey and me are pals. Dewey Decimal. Oh, nice. What was next?
Medicine.
That would be 31 under 81.
Nice. Okay. So
which is a...
hard success.
Yeah, hard success.
On medicine.
Nice.
Law and history. So law next.
Okay, that's terrible. That's 78 over 20.
Failure on law.
And then history.
Mm-hmm.
Not really much of a historian. Only got 10 on that. So that's 37 over 10. So that's also failed.
So some broad information on all of those categories, and you'll get a deep dive on what you could get from medicine, which will include a few things.
Excellent.
So let's start with a quick top-level overview of some of the information about Danvers State Hospital itself. You get some basic information on the history and situation of Danvers State Lunatic Asylum, as it was originally called. It has since been renamed Danvers State Hospital. Erected in 1876, $1.5 million cost, 200 acres. Patient count was last reported in 1925, which is the current year. And it is 2,775, so coming up on 3,000 patients. And you would be able to find reference, like if you wanted to go through it in more exacting detail, to things like current listings of staff and financial reports, if you wanted to get into some of the bureaucratic details.
I'll keep it in mind in case other leads go cold.
The land occupied by the asylum complex was once the homestead of Judge John Hawthorne, who you saw reference to in the library.
From the Crucible.
Yes, Judge John Hawthorne was the lead magistrate of the Salem witch trials. He was the man personally responsible for sending approximately 24 witches, quote unquote, to their trial, and of course their imprisonment and death at the hands of the state. A note you find is Hawthorne is the only executor never to repent for his actions. You do at one point find a newspaper article. You find in the collection reference to the 3 superintendents who have presided over the asylum in the duration of its existence. Dr. Herrick, followed by Dr. Shine, followed by the current Dr. Berger. And in the reporting around Dr. Berger, you find this article.
Danvers Asylum Superintendent builds amphitheater for patients. Workmen at Danvers State Lunatic Asylum broke ground today for the establishment of a small amphitheater to be enjoyed by the patients. Residents will enjoy quiet conversation space, poetry readings, and musical performances in an idyllic outdoor setting next to the asylum's reservoir. Quote, a beautiful place where water and earth meet, end quote, says Superintendent Dr. James Berger. Asylum resident and chief laborer Andrew McBride added that his team had some difficulty breaking up and removing a large granite disc bearing an artistic design set into the hillside where the amphitheater is currently to be built. The asylum's prior superintendent, Dr. William Shine, had the disc placed on the side of Hawthorne Hill. Dr. Shine, a world traveler, is said to have believed that the granite disc was a symbol of good luck for the asylum. Local residents question the expense of building an amphitheater for mentally ill patients. However, Dr. Berger defends the creation of the amphitheater, explaining, quote, It is important to remember that we must look to the betterment of all of our citizens, especially those deemed too delicate or damaged to be part of the ebb and flow of the greater world.
End quote. And end of article.
Old stones left unturned. Looks like Dr. Berger started picking up and looking under stones he shouldn't have.
Leading you to some research on Dr. Berger himself. So after, a few hours you've been sifting through various materials up to this point, you are able to find some information about Dr. Berger, and it starts to tickle some of your memory of stuff you have heard of him in your own medical career. This is where we're going to see a little more info from the hard medicine success. Prior to becoming superintendent at Danvers State Lunatic Asylum, Dr. Berger had a successful tenure at the State Lunatic Asylum in Austin, Texas, and he built a reputation there as a genial and thoroughly professional practitioner. You've heard his name referenced with some acclaim in the time leading up to his appointment at Danvers. Dr. Berger's professional record is pretty darn impeccable. Although his contributions to professional journals and attendance at professional conferences has slackened in recent years, colleagues have assumed he is overburdened with his work at the overcrowded Danvers facility. Dr. Berger has presided over Danvers Asylum for about 10 years now. In recent years, he has let his professional contacts slip and seems to have not really encouraged much contact from his professional colleagues. He has not really been contacted. You don't find his name referenced in any Massachusetts medical papers that are published. His own publishing career has basically fallen off a cliff. He hasn't published anything since 1916. He is unmarried and does not have immediate family in the area, and he has living quarters at the asylum for his personal use.
How long was the amphitheater under construction, and then how long did it take to mount the amphitheater? He's been there for 10 years?
Mm-hmm. He's been there for 10 years. Dr. Shine passed the torch in 1915. The amphitheater was his first, big project there, and its construction was finished in 1916.
Oh, wow, it only took a year. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So, he received the torch. Dr. Shine was like, don't touch my disc. And then he immediately built an amphitheater and destroyed the disc.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play this clip when I'm freaking right. But I think everyone was going crazy and bad because there was some weird Cthulhu monster. Shine knew and then was like, let me put this warding circle on it. And then Berger, who wanted to make his mark and make it even better, was like, amphitheater, unleash the monster, and is now making sacrifices to tamp it down.
Yeah, there was some...
I think you've connected them.
I've connected the dots!
Yeah, there were some things about, Shine doing a lot of, abroad stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm like, did he, go out and learn about, Cthulhu on some, hippie dippy ass road trip to other nations and learn some voodoo ass magic to keep that shit locked away?
The only other
put it together.
The only other major insight I'm going to give you here to answer your questions about transferring of wardship is going to be kind of top level and a little unfortunate to an approach that would involve a legal angle on this, in that once an act of violence has been committed on site, now it's up to the courts. And, it is in this circumstance a little unfortunately circuitous because the people giving the evaluations, that would be witnessed by somebody from the state, but the evaluations would probably be done by the asylum staff. And maybe a state doctor comes in and corroborates, but the initial reporting is going to come from the staff. It's probably going to be done on site, and then it will be up to the courts to deem them safe for release. And at this point, if what Dr. Berger said is accurate and that an assault was performed on an orderly, then there'd also be the case of criminal charges. If you can prove he's not insane, then he's gonna go to trial for assault, and he won't be able to plead insanity. So it's not like that would even necessarily help.
Well, Barbara's not really interested in abiding by the law.
The law.
So, we're gonna do this the criminal way.
So that'll be the last of what you learn from your time in the Danvers local library. I would like you to make me a spot hidden roll while you're here.
Sure. Ooh, that's 50 over 45, but I do kind of want that success, so I'm going to spend 5 luck points
Nice.
Yeah.
to make that a success.
I like it. You're in the library for a good couple of hours. Long enough that you start to get a sense for the faces you're seeing coming in and out of your various sections that you peruse your way through. You're genial with the staff. You ask librarians for reference. You know how to maneuver your way through the Dewey Decimal System. There is one face you've noticed like 3 or 4 times in passing who doesn't seem to be staff of the library. And as you're finishing off your research on the legal side of things, your head comes up and you see a kind of definitive moment of that face just kind of barely craned around the corner of a shelf a few rows down, who, as you raise your head, is like ducks back around the corner.
I know an op when I see one. Barbara's gonna play the same game. We're gonna both stalk each other.
Okay.
Barbara's gonna act normal, chill, cool as a cucumber, but she's well aware she's got eyes on her, and she's gonna kind of also follow this person around. What do they look like?
Let's have a raw int roll real quick.
Okay. Hard success, 26 under 35.
You've seen this face once before. This was one of the folks eating food in the staff dining hall.
We've been made.
They're wearing like normal street clothes, but you recognize this face. He's kind of a taller, seems to maybe be one of the nurses. You recall, with a hard success, you recall he was not dressed as an orderly, he was dressed as a nurse. And he is currently kind of here in the library. He's tall, he's kind of gangly and thin, kind of a big round nose, short hair, currently wearing like a button-up shirt and some tweed pants.
Okay. So he's just watching me the whole time.
Yeah, and you get the sense he's been keeping his eye on you.
Okay, he's surveilling me. Croswell's not a coward. She's gonna go confront him.
Okay.
But casual style.
Yeah.
I think gonna round the corner, kind of intentionally bump into him or find a way to get close. Oh, hey there, I saw you in the lunchroom. How you doing?
I don't know you. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Capote, remember? Dr. Berger introduced me to your whole team. You know, it's not very nice to quickly forget someone who's going to be bringing funding to the table.
I'm really sorry, ma'am. I don't know you. Is there something I can help you with, or
You tell me.
Let's have an intimidate roll.
Come on, wifey.
Oh, yeah! I'm going to spend just 1 luck point to take that 26 success to a 25 hard success.
Yeah!
Very nice. His expression kind of darkens, and he turns back to you and he says, "Listen, I'm going to say what I'm about to say for your own good. You got to let things be. You got to stay away from Danvers."
Oh? So, guess my funding's not welcome. Is this coming from Berger?
He kind of like glances a little scared over his shoulder. Let's have a psychology roll.
Let's go. Success, 36 under 40.
Ooh.
He himself seems to be scared that someone's watching him. In the kind of trepidation in response to that question. And he turns back, avoids answering one way or the other, and says, "Not at liberty to say. You gotta leave well enough alone."
Hey, you look a little stressed. Is someone putting you in danger? Are you in trouble? Hey, listen.
I really gotta be going.
If you help me out, I can help you out. I've noticed that the patients aren't the only ones with bruises. It's a little odd. They're not treating you right there, are they? You're not safe, are you? Help me help you.
This is gonna be one more intimidate roll. Oh.
What does that mean?
That is a fumble.
No.
That is
What did you
0,
get?
0, 0.
Oh, no.
That's 100.
Well, that's interesting.
This
What
is
happens?
Very interesting. Give me a moment. Oh no.
Damn it, son of a bitch.
He like kind of glances around, quite nervous, and he says, "Could you could we talk somewhere maybe a little more private?"
Sure. I don't see any eyes around, but where do you... let's go.
Yeah. He begins heading kind of deeper into the library, waits for kind of librarian eyes to not be on this door that leads to like the internal facilities, and like slips to like head through that door and like motions for you to follow him through.
Okay, I'm going.
You follow him and head down the stairs and into kind of a cellar basement area, and there's like kind of like water pipes running and like kind of a gentle hum of like a boiler, and there's an area off in the opposite direction that leads to what seems to be more of kind of like a tight archival space and maybe some offices further down the way. He kind of like pulls you aside into this boiler room area where there's no like extra activity, no additional people. Pulls you in, and he says, "Okay, listen. I've only been working here for a few years, okay? And in that time, things have been..." And there's a sound of a snap and a creak, and one of the pipes next to him bursts. And a huge wave of scalding hot liquid and gas explodes out from it all over him, and I'm gonna need you to give me a reflex roll. Dodge, I mean.
What the fuck?
That's a 1 and a 0, 0.
That's one.
Shut
That's a critical. That's a critical.
That is a critical success immediately after a critical failure.
Highs and lows of Call of Cthulhu.
So, what does that say about my dice luck?
That's crazy.
People like to talk about, oh, I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20 in a row. Bah humbug. That's a 5 percentile chance. That's a 1% increment. Oh my god.
What the
So what
fuck?
the fuck happens?
Well, you're not getting hurt.
Yeah,
That's good.
You backflip 3 times. Yeah, that's where the
Do a
cartoon shit
spinning
happens.
pirouette through the fucking air.
I'm gonna say, holy mother of mercy. On a
The
Could you
Lord.
grab him?
on a critical success,
Yeah,
I
can I-
think you can get him and make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah. I hear the and just instinct. The Lord moves through me.
I'm never letting a patient go.
Yeah.
Holy mother of mercy. You grab him. He is still gonna get hit to a degree, but it's
Sure.
not gonna be instant death. It's gonna be, only one damage to him. That's insane.
Holy
You
crap.
lunge forward, grab him, and yank him backwards out of this explosion. He looks at the pipe. He looks at you as there's this like scalding on the back of his neck. There's the sound of distant footsteps kind of coming in response to this kind of pop sound. He looks up at you and he says, "We need to get out of town.
It's everybody.
We need to get out of town."
Let's go. I'm taking him to my car.
All right,
We'll talk in the car.
Go into the car. This is around the point when the rendezvous of y'all was set to happen. You are heading towards the car in a hurry. Marge, I want just a luck roll from you and see just how close do you happen to be in this instance.
44?
44. And what's your luck?
Oh yeah. Currently 23.
So a failure. Okay.
I think I'm frozen in fear for that bit.
Yeah, you were stuck on that phone call for a few minutes longer. You're a little late to the rendezvous. And we'll see whether or not rat food is even present for this moment in the next episode of Tiny Tale. I knew it! No! We're tied on time. We'll see. Oh my god.
I have the heebie-jeebies!
I almost forgot that it's a spooky game.
It's a spooky game for the Tiny Tales.
He takes a step back. His expression kind of darkens, and he says, "Listen, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it for your own good. You're going down."
Oh, that's our blooper. That's our blooper.
Post at the end of the episode. Oh man, I really hope that was actually loud enough to be on mic. So
I feel like Skylar could probably blast the game.
I can turn some shit up probably.
Yeah.
Or you can fabricate it.
You're going down.
Hi, and thank you for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then we'd really appreciate if you left us a review. If you really like what we do here and want to support us further, you can join us at patreon.com/tinytablepodcast. Our business email is also open for inquiries at tinytablebusiness@gmail.com, and all of our socials can be found in the episode description for any shenanigans you might want to follow. Till next time, see ya!
Welcome to the Shoutout Corner. Drake, the eldritch horror of lost socks. If you've ever struggled to find that second half to one of your pairs, it was most certainly them. E.g., the eldritch horror of deja vu. If you think you've experienced something before, you have, but in a reality now forever lost to time. E.g., the eldritch horror of deja vu. If you think you've Wait, have I done this before? Anyway. J, the eldritch horror of cilantro. If it tastes like toothpaste to you, then you've likely had your taste stolen by this horrifying elder being. Jordan, the eldritch horror of mandala. You know those mandala effects like Pikachu's tail, Darth Vader, the Berenstein or Berenstain bears, whatever? Well, now you know who to blame. Nancy, the eldritch horror of cryptids. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, the abominable snowman, all just mere aspects of their true form. Sparky, the eldritch god of Bermuda. In addition to the triangle, they've also created the Bermuda Square, the Bermuda Circle, but all of those are located in places so hidden, mankind has yet to find them. Stefan, the eldritch god of memory. You ever walk in a room and completely forgot why you were there? Don't worry, Stefan here just got a little hungry is all. Tammy, the eldritch god of catchy songs. Anytime a song gets stuck in your head, it's this elder god's way of trying to slowly drive you insane. Careful listening to the radio. And thy dungeon gal, the eldritch god of dreaming. Anytime you wake up and just can't quite remember that kick-ass dream you were having, that's because thy dungeon gal has already whisked it away. To what end? I guess we'll never know. And with that, we'd like to remind you to use your eldritch powers, which are the right to vote. Get out there and do it. See ya.